Well, hello, Watermark family. It is Thursday, June 18th, and so it's time for us to tell you what we're going to do on June 21st. First of all, we're going to celebrate dads. It's Father's Day, and that actually has some implications as to why we're going to move to what we're going to do this weekend. So we told you, we are constantly praying and seeking God's wisdom and what we should do. We're not trying to be overly courageous, nor are we trying to be somebody that is overly cautious in a way that we don't necessarily need to be. We, myself, the elders, and the Dallas leadership are constantly reading all kinds of information, talking to professionals in the medical community, and for our government leaders about some things that are happening all around us. So, this week, talking to some medical professionals who are a member of Watermark, I've heard everything from a doctor saying, I wish I had the coronavirus so I could show people it's not that big a deal. People who are individuals who are got their masters in public health and are MDs in this area saying this is not anything to worry about. It's less than the Spanish flu and other epidemics we didn't shut things down on. And then others that are saying, man, we're seeing a bit of a rise again after some of the large gatherings that have been happening outside and other places. There seems to be an increase, and this might be a second wave. So here's what we don't know. We don't know if what we just are seeing right now, because there is an increase in hospitalizations because of the coronavirus, not just with it, if that's just an unusual wave in the middle of a continuing series of a small set of waves, or if it's the beginning of a new high tide. We just don't know. We do know that Scripture tells us to not be hasty or to see evil and hide ourselves and to be prudent. And so we think this week, as much as we enjoyed getting together last week and seeing everybody, some of you came and you social distanced, you had masks on, which was awesome. And some of you came and we're just so glad to be together with no restrictions. We feel like the right thing to do this weekend is to not gather on Sunday morning. We're going to go back online at 9, 11:15, and we hope you join us. We actually talked about meeting instead Sunday night at 6 o'clock, where there's some good shade between our west and our east towers, but we realized that this weekend is Father's Day, and many of you probably already had plans. So at this late juncture, we didn't want to say church is at 6 o'clock and only at 6 o'clock. So this weekend, church is online and only online. And then next week, sometime around probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week, we'll make a determination as to whether or not it's a new high tide or whether that little blip was there and it is moving on, and we can begin to gather that way, maybe with a few other cautions, or maybe just like we did last weekend. We don't know. But we thank you that you're praying for us. We're trying to model all the humility that leaders should. We're not assuming that God has told us already what he's going to do tomorrow, but we think after much counsel and consideration, he's shown us what we should do today. So we look forward to being with you at 9 and 11:15 this Sunday. Happy Father's Day. We'll be continuing our series in Retold. This week we're going to look at the story of Ruth, which is this little 4-chapter book in the Old Testament that prefigures something called the kinsman redeemer. And you're going to see that way back then, God was already anticipating the fact that we were going to have somebody that was going to do some redemptive work for us. So gather your family, be a good father, be a good member of a community group, spur others on to devote daily and to gather with us online. And then we'll let you know as soon as we can about what's going to happen next week. We love you, church. Keep pursuing one another and abiding with Christ and engaging missionally in every way and all the good that's between those two core values. We love you, and we'll see you soon.